to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
And I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm E.A.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And tonight we bring you the Raw wrap-up. We're about, 20 minutes removed from the close of the show. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight into it. So coming off of Elimination Chamber, big news. I want to again congratulate, despite the haters, to The Miz, the new WWE champion, two-time champ, and also his history. I didn't even realize that last night. Miz is the first person in history to be a two-time Grand Slam champion, meaning he ran the loop twice, got every single title. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that when he won the last night, but Raw.
I didn't even know if he counted that.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned it in this promo that starts the show. So he starts the show with Miz TV, the championship edition, as he called it. A bunch of balloons, a bunch of, obvious things to celebrate the fact that he won. Him and Morrison are out there, and of course he's plugging himself, plugging the haters, and the fact that nobody believed that he'll make it to this point. Which is true. I still can't believe, even after, you could probably look down on Miz pre-talking smack. If you didn't really appreciate him then, you should have been appreciating him come talking smack. Like, I don't understand the hate, like, regardless of his position on the card or how he's actually booked. People should have been believing in Miz from then and should have seen that he was deserving. Regardless of the atmosphere now, he was Money in the Bank winner. Like, what did these people expect?
So it was gonna happen.
So
it was gonna happen one way or another.
I'm actually glad it happened this way. I was afraid that he was gonna be a two-time Money in the Bank loser, technically, having already kind of lost it when Morrison cashed it earlier this year. They got it back on the technicality, but I was afraid they were gonna make it him continue making him a joke, and it would have been a damn shame if he would have went another 5-10 years, considering how long he wants to even be in WWE. If he didn't get another title on the way out, that shit is crazy. So yeah. I'm glad that he did. So the basis of Miz TV, outside of Miz gloating and well-deserved gloat, Bobby Lashley comes out, and yesterday they kind of showed that Miz was talking to Miz was talking to MVP backstage, and we didn't get any details of that. So this was pretty much Bobby Lashley telling everybody what the details of that was. So he agreed to pretty much destroy Drew McIntyre after the Chamber, to guarantee Miz's championship win, with the stipulation that Bobby's the first one in line. Now, that's cool. Puts Bobby back in the spotlight, and even more elevated in his position than before. We've been waiting for Bobby Lashley for a long time to make it to not only the main event but the WWE title picture, and that was pretty good. My only problem with this was they completely overlooked the fact that he promised John Morrison the championship title first. So while Lashley's here demanding and Miz is looking for ways to prolong this, he could have easily said, listen, Lashley, I told you I give you the title shot, but I didn't say when, which was true. He could have easily said, I promised John Morrison, who's been riding with me the past couple of months, helping me with the Money Bank. I told him to help me, and I will help him get a title shot first in line. So that would have been the easy way to just prolong that. But they completely overlooked that piece of storyline thread. So that'd probably be the only issue I had with this segment. We had a returning Braun Strowman interrupt and demand a a title shot or whatever the case may be later on. Well, that actually happened down the line. I'm mixing segments here. All right, so that one actually just ended with Bobby Lashley giving Miz an ultimatum. So he had an hour to say yes to his championship title match, or he was going to put the Hurt Business on him, pretty much. So
Put the beats on him.
yeah, we had that hour countdown throughout the match. So what did you think about the segment? What do you think about Miz and Lashley and the whole thing?
He should have changed his music up and put "Hate Me Now."
He did, and they did this online little promo, him arriving to the arena 2 hours before Raw, and he was playing the "Hate Me Now" music coming out the tour bus with the championship. So he kind of did that.
No, but I mean like coming down the ramp with it.
They would have to pay Nas more money, probably.
Pay Nas, man. Pay Nas. Cut that
So
check.
what do you think about
And then
and everything? Like
who?
everything else. What do you think about Lashley and the situation?
Fucking finally, Bobby Lashley is in the main event picture, the WWE title picture. It only took them 5 years for them to put him there.
If you count his first run, like
then it'd be like 20 years. It only been 20 years, it's all right.
20.
Kofi Kingston, got it before him,
Nah, Lashley came in like 06 or whatever. He left by what 2009 ish 10. He didn't last that long in his first run. It was kind of like a Brock Lesnar run minus all the title runs.
Yeah. So, I wonder what's the difference between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley that Brock Lesnar got all those title runs.
It's Black History Month. Let's not go there on this episode. With that being said, let's move on to the next segment. We'll see more from Lashley, Miz, and on the show in an hour's time with the ultimatum. So we go backstage with racist house party. I mean Lucha house party. I mean stereotypical house party. I mean Lucha house party. I had it right. And Matt Riddle. So EA was complaining. I think he jinxed it because now Matt Riddle has officially been partnered with Lucha House Party 2 weeks in a row. So thank you, Gabe, for jinxing that last night on the Elimination Chamber review. Go check that out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, all streaming platforms. So check that out, our review. But yeah, EA kind of jinxed that. I had to kind of fact check him that Matt Riddle only was paired with the 1 week. I was hoping that was the end of it. But no, they're going to be on, I guess, more promos backstage together for no apparent reason. I guess it makes sense. Matt Riddle, needs somebody else to be more of a joke than him when he's on screen. So that makes sense. My problem with Lucha House Party, I'm going to say it every time they're fucking on screen. Lince Dorado, you are Puerto Rican. Do you not see the tattoo on your arm? Stop saying carnal. You don't have to act Mexican. There are luchadors that come from Puerto Rico.
There is
in our history. Yes, there is. Luchadors are embedded in our history. There's a lot of tradition in Puerto Rico that has a lot of wrestling involved and masked wrestlers.
Like Super Medico.
You don't have to act Mexican. But this was pretty much, just a regular segment, then putting over the fact that he went over on Morrison last night for the title, and they're celebrating that. And then we lead straight into the first match of the night. Matt Riddle versus John Morrison. So what do you think about that matchup?
It was great. I think it was very good. It showed that, Matt Riddle is something to be reckoned with, now that he has a title and he's taking things a little bit more seriously.
I mean, if they just let him be NXT Riddle, like jokey here and there, but still like he's gonna whip that ass, and he takes the shit serious when needed. We'll be fine. He'll have a great run. John Morrison, of course, he's gonna give Matt Riddle a great match. I just need Morrison to do more. Last night he looked amazing, in that pre-show fatal four-way to get himself into the triple threat match for the United States Championship. That's why we even had this match tonight. But he looked amazing in that match. I just want him to do more. So if he's gonna, with Lashley now looking ahead towards the WWE title, maybe Riddle versus Morrison isn't so much of a bad thing. So I don't know if they're gonna continue anything, after this. But Matt Riddle hits the Bro Derek for the win, the same move he hit last night on Morrison. So I don't know if that was their way of kind of like stopping this storyline thread before it becomes something. But let's pray John Morrison has more to do.
Who knows? Maybe he'll have a WWE title shot in the future.
So after that, we get a video promo, and we finally get confirmation that Rhea Ripley is moving up to the main roster, and she's going to be on Raw in a future episode. So I think it was long overdue. The Royal Rumble kind of showed and proved that it was kind of time. She's done it all in NXT already. There's not much besides the championship, the women's championship, maybe the Dusty Classic that they have now that started this year. But other than that, she's done it all. She's already like a 2-time NXT champion down there, had an amazing run. So congratulations to Rhea Ripley. And hopefully, she does big things. She has a good spot. Hopefully she doesn't, get lost in the shuffle. Like unfortunately some NXT call-ups do. So I thought they will though, because she's Rhea Ripley.
She's gonna be the first woman to win all the titles in WWE.
The male titles, you mean?
No, all the female titles.
They did that already.
Who did that?
Bailey.
Bailey hasn't won UK.
You're talking about the UK title.
That
She
still
won the
counts.
UK title?
Yeah.
Oh, so then you mean like
all
they don't,
of it.
Yeah, they don't count that because they already
all of it.
They literally don't count
it. But still, she's gonna be the first female for all of them for real.
If she does well and she ends up winning, the Raw, SmackDown Women's Championships in the future, she would, she still got a lot of main roster career, so we don't know if she even make it. But if she does, then yeah, that's crazy. Who would have thought anybody could really surpass Bailey or Charlotte on that total poll? Asuka too. Asuka is another Grand Slam champion. So what would you consider that?
The global
what's more than a Grand Slam?
The global Grand Slam champion.
The international Grand Slam.
Then she's gonna have to go to NXT Tokyo.
Well, that's probably in the works. We got Kairi Sane getting denied other promotions out there, so because of WWE. So we'll probably see in the workings of NXT Japan sooner rather than later. So yeah, any last thoughts about Rhea Ripley and her moving up to Raw?
You think that she's gonna do the stomp every time?
She needs to listen. I'm still upset with her. Like it's been like a year now. I am still upset that she stomped the ramp and took her sweet ass time to make that save that one episode. She better have learned her lesson. We don't need that on Raw. Raw, you got to use your time wisely. Don't cut into other people's time doing that bullshit. But we move on and we go backstage with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. This was pretty funny. We had R-Truth kind of sneaking in the background, trying to get the referee, and we have Damian Priest like, we see you. Like he's like, oh no, man, I'm just here to congratulate you, whatever the case may be. So R-Truth doesn't get to cash in and nothing like that. And it was a pretty funny segment. He's calling him Bugs Bunny. He's confusing him for being Bugs Bunny in Space Jam and shit. But they more Bad Bunny on screen. I'm sure the haters are gonna have a field day with him still on Raw.
Still your champ.
I don't understand why people continuously hate. Like he's a celebrity. He don't even have to be here. Like he could literally have that title and go travel with it and don't even show up to Raw. This man's been on Raw every week and the pay-per-view. Like, stop
And
bitching. Like,
imagine he's gonna show up on SmackDown.
I mean, technically he can. It's the 24/7 title. There's no restriction on where it's defended. So
We'll
he can
see.
go anywhere.
He gonna be at NXT UK next. Watch.
Nah. You want everybody to go on to see UK, it seems. But Bad Bunny represented real good. They was talking about his SNL appearance and stuff like that, which I've been throwing in people's face. People call it a joke title. Well, he took that joke title and he brought it to the #1 late night comedy show in history, SNL. So he just put that stamp on it and made it even more legit as a comedy championship. So I don't know why people use that as a knock when it's legitimately a comedy championship. That's like the whole purpose for its creation. But we got the free recap of Miz and Lashley. And then we have Adam Pearce and the Miz talking. He's pretty much talking about the countdown. He got like 20 minutes at this point. Lashley's still Miz is trying to get Adam Pearce to postpone this. And he's telling him, you're the champ. You got to show and prove now. Like, you got to get to it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, they're starting to plug that Peacock WWE network fusion. I guess they were promoting it with Punky Brewster. I guess that's a returning show from back in the days, and it's gonna be on Peacock. So for people who are under a rock, NBC gave WWE about what was it, like $1 billion to pretty much rent the WWE network. That's some G shit. Let me get $1 billion so you can rent my platform. So pretty much $1 billion. So Peacock and WWE Network will fuse, and it works for us because now we could go for like an ad-based version that's only $5, or we could keep our WWE Network $9.99 plug like you've been hearing all these years, and we get everything from Peacock and everything from WWE Network with no commercials. So I'm looking forward to that. In case anybody was confused how that's going to work. The only thing I don't know is if you automatically get enrolled because you're a past subscriber. So I guess we'll have to figure that out within the next couple of weeks. The first pay-per-view on Peacock is going to be Fastlane. So we'll hear that within the next, I guess, 3 weeks.
Hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only way I was going to see any kind of Saved by the Bell. I wasn't paying for none of that shit. Like, I wasn't going to pay for none of the Peacock original content they have so far. So,
damn, I'm not a fan of the Peacock.
Nah. Fan, who's a fan? McMahon loves cock, so I'm pretty sure he jumped on the Peacock real quick. So next up we got New Day versus Retribution. And I don't even really care to talk about this. It was more of the fucking same. Retribution lost.
You don't care about Mace and T-Bars?
No, I don't.
And the Mustafas and Slapnuts.
No, I care. Mustafa is the only person I care about in that whole squad.
And Punky Brewster.
This match, this was my piss break. I didn't literally take a piss, but I didn't care to pay attention. I knew they were gonna fucking lose. Retribution is boring. And the only thing that I did love was the end of the match. Not even the ending, like how it ended. It was after the match. So we're gonna skip this match.
Damn, so you don't want to talk about the Trouble in Paradise?
Not really.
For the win?
The only Trouble in Paradise that I cared about was Mustafa Ali finally getting pissed the hell off and telling his group, y'all are garbage. You are trash. I've been carrying all of you on my back. It's about time you guys do something. So I'm hoping he's finally going to say, teabag, take that mask off, get the hell away from me. What's his name?
Flat nuts.
Right, slap nuts or lick nuts, whatever his name is,
Jack
luck
off.
nuts. Take that mask off, get the fuck from around me. Mia Tim's, go enjoy your wedding and your future honeymoon. And what's the other one? Pacing, Betha, whatever
Pepper
his name
spray.
is.
Pepper spray.
Pepper spray, the guy who's always doing this. Yeah, how about you just fucking go and get some actual wrestling skill? Go back to NXT, get the fuck out of our face. It's about time he's calling them out. Like, how you have the best promos damn near week in, week out. You having some of the greatest matches. You have one of the best storylines right now with the rivalry with Kofi Kingston. But everything outside of you sucks. That was the only thing that made me happy was Retribution. It looks like it's about to be over finally.
For Mustafa?
Nah, for them, for slap nuts, teabag, peckening, pepper spray, and whatever the hell else.
Crisscross.
What I did laugh at was Xavier Woods laughing at Mustafa and saying like, "Your homegirl Reckoning came back, Reckoning, and y'all still lost." Like, yeah. So yeah, big embarrassment for Ali.
Word.
What do you think about Retribution and them possibly breaking up? Did you enjoy Retribution?
Yes, I did a lot.
Really?
I think that was one of the good parts of Raw in the past weeks. You know, it was fun making fun of them and whatnot. So I enjoy calling them slap nuts and pepper spray and teabag and whatever the fuck
Yeah.
else we call them.
I enjoyed making fun of the gimmick. I just didn't enjoy anything else about it.
And the
Pretty much.
Mustafas. And the Mustafas.
So I'm really hoping and praying that they're finally moving on from that garbage.
Shitty ass gimmick.
So we'll see about that.
But garbage guy, you know?
Nothing but garbage. So next up we have the ultimatum. We finally got Miz and kind of spilled the beans a little earlier.
Hey.
Pretty much when he comes out, approaches Lashley, asks for more time. Lashley's like, I'm not having that. Braun Strowman ends up interrupting and getting in the mix, calls out Adam Pearce and Shane McMahon for, kind of
conspiracy.
Yeah. I guess he's opening Sami Zayn's book of conspiracies and he saw his name on it. And Shane McMahon, he's saying Shane McMahon is purposely kept him out of the chamber and he deserves a title shot. And I can't even lie. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it seems like Shane is trying to poke Braun Strowman or something like that, poke the beast, because he was like, if you have any brain cells left or some shit, something to that effect, you would know that you did not win the WWE Championship. So that's why you couldn't be. Yeah, you was Universal, but you never won the WWE title. So that's why you wasn't in the chamber. So long story short, he ends up putting Braun Strowman versus Lashley. If Braun wins tonight, he ends up being inserted in the matchup that's happening next week. So yes, haters, you have to deal with the Miz being your champion for at least one more week. So yeah, we'll have that match for the main event. If Braun Strowman ends up winning, he'll be inserted in that match. So I'm, I have no negative things to really say about that. I'm enjoying the fact that Miz is just champion. I know he's gonna play that role of I'm kind of, gonna snake my way, or I'm gonna be the scared kind of heel champion. We all know Miz is gonna play that role, but I'm just enjoying whatever time he got left. They're saying that the main event of Mania is probably going to be, for the Raw side, it's probably going to be Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. So and they're still, even earlier with Bad Bunny, they're still talking about Miz possibly going against Bad Bunny with Damian Priest or whatever the case may be. That storyline continued last night. Bad Bunny smacking the shit out of Miz. Continued earlier in their promo, when Damian Priest and Bad Bunny got interrupted by R-Truth. When he walked off, they were like, "Also, what about what Drew was saying about the Miz?" They said it in Spanish. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy Miz being champion as long as we can.
I think that what should happen is that Braun Strowman should face Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, and the Miz should face Bad Bunny for the title at WrestleMania too.
If,
And
if they're gonna pair Miz with Bad Bunny, there's no way he's gonna be WWE champion. No way.
because they're gonna make the Bad Bunny WWE champion.
No, no. Let's not
That's
even breathe that into existence.
that,
Bad Bunny's my
I'm
guy.
breathing it into I'm breathing it into the ethers. Bad Bunny WWE champion.
Anyways, let's move on that note because I do not want to hear that shit. Lucha House Party versus the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin versus Fake Mexican Dorado and what's his name, Grand Metalik. So this was a tornado tag team match. Really good match. I think this is probably a match of the night for me, honestly. Um, there was a lot of chaos, a lot of tag team moves, but the big thing that I took from this was finally Cedric Alexander didn't do that bullshit gimmick, whatever the hell they've been trying for the past couple of weeks. That he's like throws a fucking tantrum and tries to show up Shelton Benjamin. They finally, for the first time, look like an actual tag team, doing all types of moves together. The way they finished it was a tag team maneuver. Reinforcing the Hurt Business as a legitimate stable. Like you got Bobby Lashley probably about to get the biggest push. His stable needs to be, solid. And this was the first week that I felt it was solid since Hurt Business started. Since the moment Hurt Business got them tag team titles in their stable, this is the first time I felt they were solid as a group.
Yeah, I think that they should probably get another member. So we'll see what happens. Because honestly, they need somebody to have that mid card title, and maybe just have somebody like maybe Keith Lee join. Just so that I can have somebody in the mid card title, have somebody Bobby Lashley for the world, keep Shelton Benjamin and Cedric for the tag team.
I don't know. I think they should add another person that can go for like a mid card title, the mid card title. But I don't think Keith Lee kind of fits because Keith Lee is gonna outshine Bobby Lashley. So I think somebody like Ricochet or who else, like somebody in that mid card, and maybe they
Isaiah
want to.
Scott Swerve.
What happened to him? Is he still on NXT?
Man, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, maybe him. Call him up.
Matter
Um,
of fact, Reginald.
why we didn't think about that word? Reginald's technically not SmackDown, right? Because he's just a manager of Carmella. That's perfect.
Bring Reginald into the Hurt Business.
I would love to actually see Reggie. I want to see Reggie in a fucking one-on-one match, in a legitimate match where he can go in. But yeah, that's actually a good choice. Outside of Rakakit.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Hurt Business ends up pulling off that win, and like I said, a tag team maneuver that finally they look solid as a tag team. No Cedric Alexander acting like a you know spotlight hog, and it just didn't make no fucking sense. I hated it every fucking week. I'm like, y'all are the champs. Why are you trying to start beef with your own partner?
For no reason.
Yeah. So we got Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus, well, with Bad Bunny versus Angel Garza. This was pretty quick. Like, it wasn't a bad match, but this was pretty much all Damian Priest. Garza had a little bit of moves here, took his pants off, does his little stick. Tried to, antagonize Bad Bunny from the outside. Bad Bunny ends up distracting him, helping Damian Priest get the win. So, this is kind of a I scratch your back, you scratch my back situation. Damian Priest helping, maintain that 24/7 title on Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny been helping Damian Priest every week with distractions to help him win matches. So this continuing the line of that. The funny thing after the Damian Priest win was the catering crew came out, instantly gets knocked out by Damian Priest, and then Bad Bunny ends up tossing somebody to the outside. So it looks like Bad Bunny's having fun. God honest truth, like even as a fan, not even a superstar, if you had the opportunity to just be on TV, even if it was the crappy 24/7 title, anyone would probably take that opportunity. Shit, if I could throw Liz Dorado out the fucking ring in a hard way so he could stop being a fake Puerto Rican, I'd do it. But he's living his damn dream.
We're being a fake Mexican.
Oh god. We have backstage Randy Orton, and he's talking about why he's distracted. Why are you distracted, Randy? You really have no storyline reason to be distracted. Well, not last night. There was no Fiend, there was no Alexa Bliss. So, they try to chop up him being in the chamber for like 4 or 5 minutes up to his distraction, even though there was none. So this leads to a video package of Alexa Bliss seemingly doing a ritual to get the Fiend back. So maybe she's out in the fields looking for the Fiend or some shit because she wasn't on this episode either. Um, Randy Orton ends up getting like a hurt stomach. He coughed. I was like, oh shit, the Rona. I got scared for a second the way he just coughed out of left field. I thought it was odd when he did. I'm like, they're just gonna let him cough like that? Don't they like pre-record these things? But after talking for a bit on the package and shit, they come back and he ends up coughing up this black liquid. So, some horror movie shit happening on Monday Night Raw. But you need the Fiend around. Bring that shit on quick. I think they stressed it out a little bit too much at this point.
I don't think when the Fiend comes back is gonna be Bray Wyatt.
Think it's gonna be something else.
I think it's gonna be Orton, gonna be possessed by the Fiend.
That is just we got already somebody possessed by the Fiend.
It's gonna be like Jason last nightmare where the Fiend just passes on from person to person.
You think so?
Yeah, we gonna have Randy Orton with dreadlocks and a clown mask.
I'm done. Nah. I just don't want to see this kind of stretched out. I want to see the Fiend before WrestleMania. If their match is gonna happen at Mania, like let's start getting the Fiend back on TV, or at least keep Alexa Bliss back on TV. I don't miss the Fiend as much when she's at least shown on TV.
So you're trying to say that Alexa Bliss is a distraction?
I mean, she distracts me, but when I see her, not in times where she's not completely, she's completely not around, like Orton yesterday at the Chamber. But anyways, um, we move on to Charlotte and Asuka versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. This was for the women's tag team championships, and I gotta admit, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax have been really doing a lot of work. I don't know if they're trying to build up a lot of defenses so they can lose them soon, but they've been legitimately defending them like almost every week since they got them. This was actually a really good match, but Charlotte, still playing up the stupid fucking storyline of Ric Flair and they saying who's the pappy with Lacey Evans, that stupid shit. But the distraction, I guess, cost her this match because she ends up going for a big boot. It gets ducked. She hits Asuka, pretty much taking Asuka. And this was my big problem with this fucking match. It was everything was great. Everything was great about the match, even the stupid distraction of this dumb storyline. But once she big booted Asuka, she turned her attention to Shayna Baszler. Knowing that Nia Jax is still in the ring, she throws Shayna Baszler out the ring, then goes out the ring and leaves Asuka after her. She just big booted her, leaves her with Nia Jax to injure her in the ring. I get it. You needed to get out so Asuka can lose, and then storyline wise, this is a reason for tension, and more than likely a reason to build up Charlotte Asuka too at Mania. I get it, but that's just a stupid ass lapse in logic as a tag team in the ring. I just kicked my tag team partner. I'm gonna leave them with a healthy opponent and throw this opponent and go distract myself out the ring.
Yes.
Leg drop for the win. Nia Jax hopefully didn't injure Asuka or make her shit herself. So
hopefully she didn't injure her hole again.
I think they finally moved on from the whole thing, which is a good thing. I just want to see Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler start calling out them NXT girls, get Dakota Kai and Raquel up to the main roster, or just go down to NXT. Stop focusing on who the number one contenders are. Stop focusing on Raw. Stop focusing on SmackDown. Bring your asses to NXT. Stay there for the next couple of weeks until we figure out.
And then go to NXT UK.
Jesus
Christ!
For
the next couple months.
You will never not plug NXT UK. Like,
exactly.
Shit. Next up, we got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus, and Sheamus is pretty much taking out his theme from losing last night on Jeff Hardy. Pretty straightforward match. This was to keep Sheamus dominant. I don't really have too much to nitpick or discuss about this. It was straightforward. Sheamus, angry. Jeff Hardy loses. Jeff Hardy's just been really not doing much, man.
Yo, we just had a feud with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
I know. That's why I'm glad that it is not going to continue. But Jeff is just, ever since they dropped him and the Elias and Jackson Races storyline, he's just been, let's pin drop him here. Let's just pin drop him there. No real purpose. So hopefully they fix that. After that, we go to backstage with the Flairs. We got Charlotte pretty much approaching her dad and telling him, "You got to get your old ass home. You causing me a distraction. You out here saying your old ass is spitting sperm powder into young ladies and making babies, and you're looking like a clown. You're here making our name look like shit, and I'm starting to look like hot dog shit. With your distraction." Get your wrinkly ass on a bus. Get the fuck home. That's pretty much what Charlotte said. Obviously not in that way, but yeah, telling her dad he needs to go home. He's saying he wanted to, he pretty much he's not the father. He was joking with that. I'm glad they finally nipping that shit, get that shit out. Send Flair home, bro. Send Flair home. I think this was the finally, the way to get him off of that. Charlotte looks like she's gonna stay into the face direction, which is good for Asuka if they do end up in this feud together. Asuka, denying her friendship at the end of their match after the loss. Charlotte, try to pick her up. I'd have smacked Diana too. Like, you picked me up after leaving me with the injurer, after you big booted me. Yeah, I would have looked out for her either, but. Nature Boy looks like he finally heard Charlotte Flair, looks sad, and says really his purpose for Lacey Evans was he saw a genuine person and thought that he could make Ric Flair the brand and be the man behind the women's championship or whatever the case may be, which is stupid because you could have just said, "Hey, I wanted to support you. You got me pissed off because of the way you handle it." So Lacey was eager to help me, and that was it.
He should have said. He should have just been. He should have just been honest. It's like, yo, Charlotte, I know I'm old. I just need a check, and you don't want me to manage you, so I need this check.
I mean, that's pretty much what Charlotte told him. Like, you're still trying to be the Nature Boy. I'm trying to be Charlotte Flair. I'm not trying to be Ric Flair's daughter. I'm trying to be Charlotte Flair. You're out here, 70 years old, still trying to be the Nature Boy. So I really did like that promo though. That was a good segment, and hopefully it nips that Lacey Evans Ric Flair bullshit in the butt. Hopefully they could put it in a box. They could lock that box up, throw it in the ocean, throw the key away. You know, you can't get that box unless you motherfucking Jacques Cousteau. So we have AJ Styles with Omos versus Rick. Oh, I was gonna say Ricochet and Ricochet in the same time. So versus Ricochet, aka Ricochet. Um, another straightforward match. Like it was good, but did you expect Ricochet to win? Did you
Yes.
really expect Ricochet to win?
Yes.
AJ Styles has been on a crazy, crazy run, and yeah, I don't think it was time for AJ to lose to somebody like Ricochet randomly. But it was like surprising Ricochet was even this close to the main event. He was another guy pin dropping that fatal 4-way on the pre-show yesterday and hasn't been doing anything the past couple of weeks. So we have a real like superstar catering, crowding issue.
Catering match.
Yeah, they should do that. WrestleMania is gonna be too nice. Let's have a catering match. Every motherfucker who has not been used actually fight for the last piece of chicken.
It's the Andre the Giant over the top rope catering match.
Right, and it's held backstage. That extra ring they have that we seen a couple times backstage. You
Just
line
for
up
little
the catering.
food.
Yeah, you line up the catering tables. You got all the people who just happen to be in the catering or just unfortunately stuck in catering. You just have them fight over the last piece of chicken.
And then have somebody pie Kevin Owens.
No, we can't have that because then we'll never find out who it is again. But that's why Kalisto's over on SmackDown not doing shit. The bill for the Raw's catering was becoming too much. So we'll have the catering match at WrestleMania so they can fight over the last pieces of chicken. Makes perfect sense.
The gobbledygooker.
Imagine it's to cook and cut up the gobbledygooker. That's it. After that, the gobbledygooker is retired. After all these years, we cut them and cook them. So with that being said, and let's stop harping on the catering crew. We have the main event, which is Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. Of course, if Braun Strowman wins, he will get added to the match versus The Miz for the title next week. So this was a good one because this could have been a typical big man versus big man. I'm gonna do 100 finishes and it's over kind of match. But they actually, gave us a good couple of minutes. Bobby Lashley looked strong. He ended up winning, which was surprising. My thought with this match even being booked was the fact that I thought maybe Braun Strowman will win. It'll become a triple threat. That'll be a way to protect the Miz because he could slither in and get a win, and Bobby Lashley will be distracted with Braun Strowman. So now I'm thinking, okay, Bobby Lashley won this match, and it's gonna be one-on-one Miz versus Lashley. But would they give Lashley that title on Raw?
No.
Exactly. So my thought was, who's missing in this entire episode? Who's missing in this entire situation? Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre got his ass whooped by Bobby Lashley to even lose the title. So his absence was definitely noticed. So my thinking is, let me get into
it's going to be some next week. Drew McIntyre is going to interrupt. It's going to be a triple threat at Fastlane. Miz, Bobby Lashley, and Drew. Miz is going to retain. Bobby Lashley versus Drew at WrestleMania. And The Miz versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. But the Bad Bunny wins the WWE Championship. I'm saying it right now.
See, now, I'd rather twist that story, because that actually looks like a possible plot thread, after everything that's happened on Raw. But I'd put the twist that it's Damian Priest going for the WWE title and Bad Bunny's with him.
Damn.
You feel me? And if they go that route, I'm very shocked if they do, because that'll mean not only did WWE call up Damian Priest, a rather new star, they believed in him enough to give him that kind of push, and he's Puerto Rican. WWE is notorious for not doing nothing good with Puerto Ricans.
That's not true.
Name them. Since Pedro Morales, name something good.
Carlito.
Again, name something good.
Carlito, he every time he debuted, he won a championship.
The United States Championship, right?
And the Intercontinental.
Okay. And then?
That's good enough. And then we had
Kalisto. No, it's not.
And then we had
it's not.
We had
the same way it's not good enough.
With the tag team championship
became the champion, and then there hasn't. It's still a long space of time between another black champion. No, it's not. It's not good enough. Puerto Ricans have not had a world heavyweight champion in WWF since Pedro Morales. I'm talking about like the 60s and 70s.
It's all right, because we already had a Puerto Rican champion in AEW.
Who?
Jericho.
He's honorary Puerto Rican.
That's good enough for me.
Nah. You here with settling? I will not settle until we have a.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not settling. Champion. I want Bad Bunny as the WWE champion, and you're not with it. Listen,
since EA is not on this episode, we're gonna let them send the hate mail to you, because if that happens, they're gonna say that you jinxed it. People are mad about the inclusion of Bad Bunny. Mad.
They should let Bad Bunny win this WWE championship and do like 10 music videos with it.
Well, I don't know. Well, this WWE title picture right now is up in the air. We're probably 3 weeks away from Fastlane, the last stop before Mania. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's looking like Miz is gonna get taken out of this championship title picture, but wishful thinking, he slithers his way.
I'm telling you, it's Miz versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania.
That's probably gonna happen, but not with the WWE title.
Or WWE Championship online.
All right. Well,
it's gonna be a bunny hop ladder match.
Bunny hop ladder match. So Lashley ends up picking up the win with a spear. This was, like I said, it was a pretty good match, especially for a big man match. Lashley actually kicked out of the big body slam that Strowman does. So that was a shocker right there. Usually nobody kicks out of that. So Lashley looking good in victory, ends up even dominating Braun Strowman after the match. So that's another thing that might happen too. Braun might be pissed off that not only did he lose to Bobby Lashley, but after the match, Lashley clipped his leg and put him in the hurt lock again. So, we have a lot of spinning plates. We got Braun Strowman probably going to need some payback for Lashley. We got Drew McIntyre, who needs that payback from Lashley. So there's a lot of possibility to keep Miz champion. I personally hope that's the route. Miz is very entertaining.
There's Bad Bunny.
All right, we're gonna before they come for us and get the pitchforks out, I'm gonna let them know where they can find you, because we could do this all day. But if they want to redirect or all this hate mail for Bad Bunny and Kayfabe Avenue, Focus, where can they find you?
At E.A on Twitter. That's at EDOTA on Twitter. Send all your hate mail and all of that. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube videos.
Nah.
Listen to us on Anchor, Castbox, Xbox, PlayStation.
I'm gonna put his
depending on how you
real
do it.
IG below. I'm gonna put his real IG below. But with that being said, you can find us collectively at Kayfabe Avenue on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Join the group at Kayfabe Avenue. Join the conversation. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Speaking of subscribing, click on that support link on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you're listening to us. We're on all major podcast streaming sites. So with that being said, this has been Kayfabe Focus. I'm Kayfabe AJ. This has been Kayfabe Avenue, the Raw Wrap Up. Austin, no Bad Bunny. Make sure Bad Bunny doesn't become champion.
First of all, we're not gonna do Austin. We're gonna do Bad Bunny. Gonna take us home.
Due to copyrights, we're gonna say Austin, take us home.
Bottom line, why? Because old Stone Cold said so. Thank you very much, you son of a bitch.